Everyone makes mistakes, even Game Freak, believe it or not. Okay, Game Freak does make a lot of mistakes, and they've made a few in Scarlet and Violet that I don't want them to make in Winds and Waves. So hey, I'm Not So Ace Trainer, welcome back to the channel, and what should they not do? Let's get into it. I don't want to take any more of your time, and so let me just ask you to leave your own mistakes from Scarlet and Violet that you don't want to see in Winds and Waves down in the comments. And also, I don't ask for it often, so like, subscribe, and if you want to see the videos earlier or have access to the stream VODs, well, consider becoming a channel member or a patron. And now, let's begin. The first mistake I'm getting out of the way is the one I've talked about previously, and that is the trainer battles being completely optional. I think it adds a lot more to the world and makes a lot more sense in Pokémon to continue with the classic motto of when two trainers' eyes meet, it's time for a Pokémon battle. It is not like I battled every trainer in Scarlet and Violet, I did not. I'm not going to go out of my way to interact with them for a battle, but if they are part of the whole picture, part of the puzzle, which is something that a member of the community Who Else But Zen commented about and I'll make a video on eventually, but if they are part of the puzzle, I will have to either dodge them or be caught by them. If you want to hear me talk a little bit more about this topic, there's a video on it already, so check that one out after this one. And now let's talk about buildings. If we think about it in the context of our world, we are calling this a crime, breaking and entering most likely. But in the Pokémon world, entering buildings was as much a core part of the gameplay as the Pokémon battles themselves. Towns and cities were what they were and had what they had. Some with more content in them, others with less. Some would advance your story with a gym battle or a little bit of an interaction with the evil team or your rival. Others would just be a stop for you to buy some items and heal your Pokémon. But all of them had houses you could enter. There you could find some little bits of world building, have some funny conversations, or receive a side quest / receive an item that it isn't really the rarest thing ever, but you wouldn't get if you didn't enter that place. Above all, it was just such a stupid concept, being able to enter every house in a town or city, that you couldn't help but think about it as a key element of towns and cities, and losing that kind of brought down towns and cities a lot in Scarlet and Violet. Next up we have customization. Customization in Scarlet and Violet, if you ignore clothing, was actually pretty fine, but clothing-wise, it really wasn't. You had your uniform and that was it. Only during the DLC did you get some extra options, but even then, nothing too crazy. And then we went from that to Legend ZA, where while not as crazy with your facial features and hair and all that, you got so many clothing options that you could make yourself a million different outfits. In Winds and Waves, from the trailer we had, I am already a bit afraid. We look like researchers, there's once again an outfit difference from Winds to Waves, so I fear we'll end up only able to use that outfit, just like the uniforms. But I'm hoping that they don't make that mistake again. Pokémon in all of its concept is an expression of ourselves, as we start our own adventure after designing ourselves, and then we choose our own starter, the one we like the most, we catch our own Pokémon, the ones we prefer. They can have the name we want, the name we choose, and we can even customize their moves to our liking. Our strategies will be different, and if the open world is done right, so will our path. Giving us more options to express ourselves, not only through the facial features but also the clothing options, is just the best way to approach this. Honestly, Sword and Shield did it better. Next we have side quests. After playing Legends Arceus and Legends ZA, I want a game that has side quests. If you have big open areas and you want people to explore them to see the details you added to them, side quests are a way for you to push players to do exactly that. I know so many places in Lumiose City and Hisui because there were people that asked me for something I could only find there, or because I saw that there was a quest over there. In Scarlet and Violet, with such a big open world, there was barely any reason to explore it. And sure, you can say that completing the Pokédex should be reason enough, but I would argue that it isn't, especially because many times you don't really have to go everywhere to do it. For example, the shrines of the Treasures of Ruin are easy to miss, or to simply not understand what they are. But because of a side quest with Rhyford, we not only learn about them, but find them and catch them. In Winds and Waves, with likely a map as big or even bigger than Paldea's, well, we'll need reasons to explore it. This is why side quests are one of the most important things in open world games. They show you the world without seeming like they are showing it. They guide you without you feeling like you are being guided, as you can take them and then solve them at your own pace. But if they do not add side quests or as many side quests, there needs to at least be some rewards. Rewards when exploring are very important. There's no worse feeling than to spend a while running, flying, swimming or navigating a labyrinth only to find out that there's nothing at the end in some remote area. I felt this way a lot in Scarlet and Violet and in Pokémon Legends Arceus as well. Legends Arceus compensated with side quests, but Scarlet and Violet simply made it so I turned back with a frown on my face. Rewards don't have to be anything crazy. They could be a strong trainer, an NPC that gives you something or guides you to something else. They can be a Pokémon that is rare or that has something interesting about it, like something related to the gimmick. Anything that makes you think this wasn't for nothing. It was worth it to take the time to get here. That makes the world feel less empty. And that is something that the world in Scarlet and Violet really did feel a lot of times. Empty. But those are my 5 Scarlet and Violet mistakes I don't want to see in Winds and Waves. What are yours? Let me know down below. And now, thank you so much for watching. This is all I have for you today, and I'll see you all on the next one. But before I go, I want to thank my YouTube members Dash Plays and Good Old Deo, as well as my Twitch subscribers Anubis Here, the Dr. Joe and Teixeira23 for going that extra mile. Thank you so much for all of your support.